What's going on, everyone? It's Tyler from the Nerd Informer, and today is a today's a good day. I would say we're going to be talking about um, black holes, aliens, conspiracies, subjects that we always like to talk about and get lost in. We got Ian over there.
Where?
Had to pick his ass up today.
Listen, all I try to do was go to the storage unit.
You and your gasoline cars.
5 minutes.
I'm just joking. Oh man.
You and your internal combustion engines.
Yep.
So stupid.
Only because mine's in the shop for being hit, but that's the only reason.
A giant truck had to park on top of yours, so
Exactly. And the guy tried blaming me and making me look like the idiot. Ugh.
That's a good time.
That was a great time, though.
I saw the video. It was a pretty good video.
The video was better knowing that the guy was a liar.
Well, yeah.
It sucked to have that video and be like, yeah, I'm totally lying. I just wanted to try to get out of it. But no, that's what that guy was saying. Very eventful. Shitty way to start the New Year's.
Would you have it any other way?
No.
What the fuck are you eating?
This Haichu candy. I've given you one before and you really like them. Just like that time I told you to go to Applebee's and try
Sounds like you're
chicken wontons.
Sounds like you're eating peanut butter.
It kind of would sound like it would sound like that.
Is it stuck to the roof of your mouth?
I start pronouncing my L's really weird. That would be great.
Yeah, this is how this podcast is going to go. So if you were hoping for any substance, you might as well try again next week.
Exactly. Not going to work.
I tried. I came into this bullshit trying to with an idea, and here we are.
It's all right. At least I didn't start with yawning yet.
Well, that's true. Well, because your mouth is full of candy, so yeah. I don't think you can yawn with that in your mouth. Can you? Can you open your mouth wide enough to?
No.
Oh man.
Getting started with my liquid courage.
Oh, great. You're gonna be unintelligible in about 20 minutes.
Right? No, I've got a tolerance at this point. But
like, all right, guys, we got 37 minutes to get through this, and then and it's just, we lose Tyler for.
I don't even know what happens after that.
I did what? Why would I do a podcast naked? I don't understand what you're talking about.
Oh, hold on, it's coming off.
I'm turning off the video.
I have never once have ever drinking enough, or even I don't know. Maybe I have drinking enough. I've never blacked out while drinking, ever. Not once. I can remember every situation.
I did
People
one
are like,
time.
oh, I blacked out, and like I don't remember. I'm like, how does that happen?
I did one time. I was in.
You told me this, but I think you were.
I was in high school. Maybe. Well, maybe
the bar. Remember?
Oh yeah, no, 2 times. Yeah, you're right. I think I was drugged that time though. So the first time I think I was in high school. I might have been in high school, or just out of high school.
Yeah.
I was across town. I was in like North Cape, and I lived in South Cape. Yeah. And I was at a party in North Cape, got completely wrecked, and I woke up in my bed at home. I got up with my car running, the door opened, my front door open. Like I woke up and everything was just wide open. Like I just got out of my car, went and laid down and passed out.
My God. Well, it was probably a lot. I mean, there was no traffic long ago.
No,
but it was any houses.
Right. And it was my car was even still running. I didn't even shut which is weird because how did I get in the house without my house key? So there's a lot of questions.
Just slam the door with your fucking legs, kick it down.
Why is the door on the floor?
That's weird.
And then
weird, the second time not remembering.
And then the second time I was at a bar, and this is why I think I was
off 17.
I was in a bar and I pulled in. I sat down at the bar. I hadn't.
You go to like any regular bar. You went to like a badass biker bar.
It was a pretty crazy biker bar at the time.
It wasn't just a regular bar.
It's completely closed down now.
Yeah, no, it was a
But
fire.
I remember they had a mechanical bull and stuff in the corner. So I don't
Yeah.
know. But I went there and I had my whole week's paycheck in my wallet at the time because I was going to Disney for the weekend
Yeah.
or SeaWorld for the weekend.
Wait, you're going to a wedding, right?
No, I was going to my niece's birthday. Like she wanted to
Oh,
spend
that
a
what it was?
weekend.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Yeah.
So I stopped at this bar. I go inside. I'm perfectly fine. I remember there was an older guy sitting at the counter or sitting at the bar, and we started talking about something. He bought me a drink, and I bought him a drink. And then the next thing that I can like actually remember, I'm outside at like 2 a.m. leaning against the front tire of my truck, like just come to, like just
Yeah.
coming to. My right side of my face is like swole up. I don't know if I got a fight or what. All my money, I thought I got robbed or whatever, but all my money was still in my pocket.
They didn't care about your money. They just want to kick your ass.
Just wanted to kick my
That's
ass.
about it.
That's it's weird because I'm a really good drunk, so I don't know what happened, but man, that was
But you don't know when you're under a roofie.
there's a yeah, and I can actually only remember having 3 drinks because I bought one, then we started talking.
They weren't like big drinks. They're just
He
regular
bought
drinks.
no, just regular like vodka and OJ's. Then I bought one, and then he bought me one because I had bought him one. And yeah, next thing you know, I don't know.
That's so weird.
There's a
You're
gap
totally
of time
drugged. You know what? You're probably raped.
I don't want to talk about it.
It's all right. It's all right. Shouldn't make fun of you for that.
I don't.
But that's
Listen,
so weird.
I've heard stories about you being raped. So
Why does he keep going to the bars trying to get roofied now?
he brings his own roofies with him. What's going on? Why is he roofing himself?
Exactly. It's weird though. Yeah, just thinking about it, I've never drinking enough to black out, and I don't think I could. I think I'd get sick before that point even happened.
Most of the time,
I like to have
just
like a
get-
half a glass of whiskey. It's like that's about it.
Yeah, most of the time I really don't get like I don't even hardly drink anymore. Like to the
I don't.
point
I've
where-
never seen you drink, not once.
Yeah, I don't ever drink anymore. Like even when we go to like Universal and stuff, like I just go for the parks and stuff. I don't really
Yeah.
go to the bars. I don't know. I did,
Yeah,
I
I've
did a
never
lot of
seen
it
it.
back in the day. I don't know. There's
It's
something
crazy.
about well, now it takes me to Wednesday to fucking shake the hangover. So it's not as fun as when I was 20.
So weird. And that's another thing. I don't get hangovers.
Oh, I do.
I
Oh
don't-
God, I do.
No, I never do. I never get hangover from it.
It's weird
pretty
because
cool.
my body's weird. Like I can drink a shit ton one night and wake up with the worst headache ever and do the exact same thing the next weekend and wake up perfectly fine.
Really?
Like, yeah, it's just, I think it all depends on like, yes, I don't know how much you drink or what you've eaten and what, I don't know, but it's weird. And then I could go out and have like 2 cocktails and I'll wake up with a hangover. Like I'll just wake up with a nasty headache. I don't know.
That is really weird.
I don't drink anymore.
Huh?
I'm high on life, bro.
I hear you. I hear you.
I don't need your drugs.
It's all right. You're the drugs that you give yourself to black out.
Right. I'm medicated enough. I don't need your
Exactly.
substances. I should be medicated.
All right. So, black holes. We're talking about this.
That's a good segue.
I was.
So I woke up in a parking lot and I think I went through a black hole.
See
No
it.
pun intended.
I can see it.
Oh God.
Crazy to think about. Like I've been watching just random documentaries and YouTube videos of black holes. Fucking insane.
Here we go. I get we just start. You haven't
You know
yawned
what?
all
Just
day.
expect a yawn, okay? It's gonna happen. It's only when I talk to you, though. So-
Wait a minute.
Yep, I
Gotta
get my
say.
yawns in for the week on Sundays and on
Christ.
our podcast days.
I don't hear from you. Like I almost expect to read your text and you with the, like a yawn break in between them.
I know, dude. Ugh, I'm gonna try not to yawn. It's not gonna
Well,
happen. I can already
Here we
feel
go. I
another
can
one.
see it. I can see it. I
Nope.
can see another one brewing. I
Nope.
can see it in your face.
Nope. No, it almost came, and that felt nice.
I willed it away.
Exactly.
You're not gonna get me this time.
Nope.
Oh, what are we talking about? Oh, we're talking about wormholes.
We're talking about a
Black
couple
hole.
topics: black holes, and then wormholes.
So how a black hole is formed is like super interesting to me because it's basically a star
Yeah.
that has always had, there's so much energy in a star and it's always trying to escape until one day it just goes in on each other. It just sucks in on itself or gets so big that it basically collapses itself.
The weird thing is that's happening right now.
Yeah.
Like-
Well, so the one story that I saw was super cool. It was in March 19th, 2008. Like I guess all these different astrophysicists and stuff got like a random alert at like 3:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
And there is a orbital observatory called the Swift, and it just floats around and sends information back to Earth.
Yeah.
So on March 19th, 2008, they get an alert from this thing, and it says that it detected a giant flash of gamma radiation, one of the biggest flashes of energy that the world has ever known, that we've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
And that is basically I don't know if it was the first time or the only time that we actually saw what we believe was a black hole
Like
being formed
a
at the time of
supernova
its,
explosion.
yeah, that it's formed at the time. So there's a lab in Chile and Texas. They started doing all of the calculations and stuff, and they said it was 7.5 billion light years away, which is crazy that we can see that far.
Imagine now, dude.
I
James
guess we
Webb.
can. I guess we can only see. I guess that's about half the distance of what's visible to us.
13
So-
billion is what it is. Like a little
Yeah.
over 13 billion.
Yeah, so it's somewhere about that. So 7.5 billion was how far this was away.
It's crazy to think that how they even came up with the number. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because there's no like there is nothing that can really tell them how, like, well, I guess there is because I know, but I guess they can go to the furthest planet and then mark it every year and see the distance it is and then calculate it that
Yeah.
way. But
So they say that every galaxy has its own black hole, and the size of the black hole is relative to the size of the galaxy.
that's
So
fucking cool.
what they don't know is the black hole a cause is how the galaxy was formed, or which one creates the other one. They think that it goes hand in hand. They're
Mhm.
just not sure exactly how or what.
And no one knows what's inside of them.
And well, black holes are so crazy is that it's basically just a giant hole of gravity, and the gravity is so strong that not even light escapes it. That's why it's black. Like
Yeah.
light can't even get out of it. That's how strong the gravity is, which is crazy
It's
to
fucking
think about.
insane, dude.
Right.
Like,
So the Wikipedia definition of a black hole is a region of space-time where gravity is so strong that nothing, no particles or even electromagnetic radiation such as light can escape from it. The theory of general relativity predicts that a sufficiently compact mass can deform space-time to form a black hole. So it's space-time that is being,
stretched,
and messed with, from a black hole.
and you can't escape it. And like, it's crazy, like how, like if you watch an Interstellar, that the time he goes to that one planet, 1 minute there is 7 years
Right.
in Earth time because of
Right.
how close they are to that black hole and the gravity. It's fucking insane to think about.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like-
I don't understand that people talk about wormholes.
Yeah.
I think wormholes a little bit different. I think it's.
I think so too, yeah.
I guess it's like a black hole, but okay. So a wormhole. Let's see here. I can tell you right now. Is a wormhole a black hole? Unlike black holes, which are a bit frightening as they trap everything that ventures in, wormholes may allow us to travel to faraway places faster than the speed of light.
Yeah.
They may, in fact, be even time machines, providing a way to travel backwards, as suggested by a late Stephen Hawking in his final book. That's what they think. That's how they think
It's
aliens
hypothetical
are able to travel the
so quickly
distances that they travel. Right.
that they can actually open a wormhole. like
that
a portal.
they can either open a portal or wormhole, and that's how they can travel the distances that they supposedly
It'll be
travel.
so awesome knowing that if that chick could exist. Imagine like, oh, I have to go to the grocery store really quick. You just shoot a portal at your wall and it beams
Right.
you right to fucking Walmart.
Well, a lot of people, a lot of Bigfooters believe that Bigfoots are aliens and they
Yeah, yeah.
use black holes to get
Man,
away,
I miss
escape,
talking about
basically.
Bigfoot.
Oh, we need to do another Bigfoot. There's all
I would
kinds of
love to do another Bigfoot. I bet
I
you there's
love
some new
Bigfoot.
videos out there.
Bigfoot and Skinwalker Ranch, bro. I
Oh
think they
yeah,
had a.
dude.
I think they said that they had a wormhole on Skinwalker Ranch one time, also,
I wouldn't doubt it. I think you're right on that too.
because
But
they have all kinds of weird magnetic anomalies out there that
yeah,
can't really be
explained.
explained, supposedly. But
Here's a
that's
and here's a for the wormholes is the wormhole theory. Um, that is a theoretical passage through space-time could create shortcuts for long journeys across the universe. Wormholes predicted by the theory of general relativity, but be wary. Wormholes bring with them the dangers of sudden collapse, high radiation, and dangerous contact with exotic matter. I can see that. Like, you don't know when it's going to close. Like, is there every time one opens, if it does open, how many seconds?
well, how do you know where you're going to? You know what I mean? Like,
That's what I want to know. Like,
let's say you're an alien, you're using a wormhole.
yeah, like,
How
oh, I'm going to go to
how do
Earth.
you yeah, like how do you I
Um,
mean,
that's a good
maybe they have
question.
a way, I mean, if you're going down that rabbit hole, maybe they have a way to maybe they figure out a way to make it work, however they
Pinpoint a
want.
location.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the technology they have.
That's crazy. The more you read about it, the more like insane that it sounds. Even like black
It's
holes.
insane.
Like where does it go? You know what I mean? Like things get sucked in, galaxies get sucked into black holes.
Yeah, like
But
what's
where do they
behind it?
go?
You know what I mean? Yeah, what's behind it?
The
Like
problem is you can't send anything into it because you'll get nothing back. Like you can't,
ever again.
right? You can't send like because you can't even get light out of it. So if light's not coming back, no radio waves or anything like that's going to come out of it probably.
No, there's nothing. Imagine when they can find the technology that can do that, but I think it's very unlikely that'll ever happen. I don't think anything will ever come back from a black hole.
Well, they say the only way you can survive a wormhole is travel faster than the speed of light.
Yeah, you got to be going really fast and probably at the right angle.
Right.
You're talking about through a black hole, not a wormhole.
Or a wormhole. We go through a wormhole.
A wormhole? Oh,
Yeah.
I thought that was just through a black light. I mean, a black hole.
A black hole, I don't think you can get out of. I think once you're in a black hole,
If you're going like the right angle and the speed you need to, they say it would maybe be possible. But when you go through it, like regularly going through it, your body would turn into spaghetti. Like it would literally get drawn out that far.
well, I mean, the problem with all of this is that most of it's theory. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
Oh, yeah.
there's no way to obviously there's no way to send anything into it because you're not gonna get it back. You know what I mean? So
Exactly. I think
like,
what they need to
really,
do is they just need to send off a ship, just have it on the course of going towards a black hole, have some fucking some probes or some launch pods that they can send, even though that ship's going to be fucking garbage. Send them off there. Try to get as close as you can, and then just fucking send pods, and then just try to get something out of it instead of from over here in Earth. We're getting what is the first pictures of a black hole, which is pretty cool picture.
I mean, I think what you would get is only the very beginning of it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Like once it's crazy. Like you would think like what I don't understand is like, how does it fill up? You know what I mean?
right.
Like not necessarily fill up, but like too full. Like how much can it take? You know what I mean? It just keeps going. And like,
Well, it depends on where it goes, I guess. Like, what, you know what I mean? Like, what, it's got to go somewhere. You know what I mean? Like, there's got to be a physical place that it goes. We just
you would think
we just
into
don't
nothingness.
understand it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep. It's just another person on the computer hitting delete. And that's all it was.
I like the theory that we're all like in a
Just
video game.
simulation.
That that we're all in a simulation. And,
Matrix put it in such a good way.
yeah, that we're just all just,
Motherfucker,
Dude.
you need to watch the rest of it.
It's on. All of them are on Peacock. I want to watch them all, and then I want to watch a new one.
Okay. It's
Peacock's got all
Crazy.
the whole.
I have Peacock. I like it.
Yeah, they got all kind. They got the whole series of a lot of things,
Yeah, definitely.
like all the Matrixes.
What do you think about the simulation?
I don't really understand.
You think
it.
it's possible?
I
I think it's definitely
know.
possible.
I don't really understand it, but I guess I mean I don't know. I guess in some way it's possible. But I don't understand how do we have so much consciousness though? You know what I mean?
If we're
Like-
programmed to have it that way,
Yeah.
to learn. You ever played the game?
Would we be like AI that just gets smarter and evolves? You know what I mean? Like, because how
Someone's actually.
if you're part
it's like The Sims.
if you're part
Someone's
of the
making me go start a fire. Someone's making me go eat. Like, what is it? What I don't know what it would be like. Like, man, it's crazy because we're constantly evolving, but it's like Sim City, constantly evolving.
See a
Crazy.
black hole open up and just suck in like a bunch of satellites. Just see what happens.
Imagine if one opened up near us, we'd all be dead.
Well, I don't know that they can really get close enough. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if they can get close enough to it because the nearest star is so far away. And
Just that one that's so far away would be enough to kill us.
maybe.
It definitely. I bet it would be
Because all it is a collapse of a star. So,
Yeah. Yep.
And they say there could be thousands of galaxies, which are with their own black hole essentially.
Mhm.
So you have thousands of black holes, but they haven't sucked any other one. Well, that we know of. I guess you can't really say that because you don't know if it sucked any other ones in or not. Imagine just watching TV and all of a sudden Earth gets sucked into a black hole and
That or just imagine like a fucking comet or a fucking asteroid that they never told us about that we're just it's that movie like Don't Look Up. Did you see that?
oh,
movie yet?
I not yet. I was gonna watch it last night actually, but I didn't get a
Damn
chance.
it!
I got.
I'll end up watching it again so we can talk about it.
I want to watch it.
I have my opinions on it. I'll wait, but like, imagine that happening, dude. Oh, did you see Green? What is it?
Greenland.
Greenland.
Yes.
Greenland
Great
was
movie.
a great fucking
Great movie.
Gerard Butler
So
just
good.
kills every role he ever does. For
Yes.
some reason. I mean, any movie I watch from him, I'm like, it's a good fucking movie. I definitely did a good job on like, I'm guessing that's exactly how people would fucking act in my neighborhood. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah.
his neighbors and shit. Like,
People would
they
lose their
got
goddamn
picked.
mind.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
dude.
See, that's
it's-
weird. I don't know that they would like.
I think they would, dude. Like, they'll do anything to survive. They knowing that everyone that didn't get that text is dead.
No. I mean the government, how they gave out, how they like, called
Oh.
certain people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I guess it's just they need the
You would have to
people that
have
those
so-
like abilities to create, and they have different like, it's just their job title really that saved them. They
guess.
they need the important smart people of the world to rebuild. That's how they look at it.
Yeah, but
And
you'd have to have worker bees. You know what I mean? Like
Imagine their children. The
you're
world
12 now,
came to an
boy.
end.
Get to
Yep,
work.
that's right.
So how long were they in that bunker when it finally opened? Like 7 years or something?
I don't remember, man. I'm gonna have to watch that movie. I would love to watch that movie
Me
tonight.
me and Jamie were talking about that movie the other day. His dad called him and was talking about it. When they take the kid and throw the mom out of the car.
Remember that part where they both ran?
Oh my god.
Be funny.
That movie was
They both get emotional over that.
yeah, there's some there's some crazy things that happen in that movie. It's a good movie though. I liked it.
It was a great movie.
There's 7,500
think.
active satellites in space.
I think they don't know when to say enough is enough. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
Like, remember, like, I don't know how many months ago that we had the Chinese satellite that just blew up into pieces.
That fell out
They're
of the
like, it's
sky or
gonna
whatever.
hit somewhere, just we don't know where yet.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think there's enough up there. Like Elon, I guess from what I heard in the news, Elon Musk had his satellites up there that almost hit a Chinese space station.
Jesus.
Um, I think I read
How do you
that somewhere.
do they control them or do they just put them up there and
They've
I
got to
don't know.
have like, I'm guessing they have to have like some kind of like CO2 or something that can push them
I
if
don't
they
know.
need to, like, you know what I mean? Give a little like jet propulsion.
But if there's 7,500 of them, like that's a lot. Dude.
Yeah, and
I
like,
mean, I guess I don't know. And plus, all the space trash is
and
already
you know
up
what's
there.
really gonna exactly, dude. You know what's really gonna suck when there's like an EMP or like a fucking a flare from the sun that just takes out every one of them. Then
Yes,
it's fucking pointless.
right.
Then they're gonna have a company that knows how to clean that up, which there isn't. Like,
Well,
it would
Elon's
be
working on
really
it.
hard.
I'm sure Elon's working on
I know,
it.
right? I could see it
He seems to be the go-to guy right now with space
with
stuff.
tech. Yeah,
He's
with tech and space for sure. Man, that sounded like a really stupid Motorola phone right
you know
there.
what? This is why you and I have these problems.
It's all right.
Loser.
It's all right, man. But the wormhole theory, dude. It
I wanna
was
see aliens
first,
come
I'm
to
saying, it was first theorized in 1916. Though that wasn't what they were called at the time. While reviewing another physicist's solution of the equations in Albert Einstein's theory of general relativity, Austrian physicist Ludwig Flamm realized another solution was possible. He described a white hole, a theoretical time reversal of a black hole. Entrances to both black and white holes could be connected by space-time conduit. Pretty crazy. I could see it. Says
There's 3,000 dead satellites and rocket stages currently floating in space,
what the fuck do they do with them?
and up to 900,000 pieces of space junk ranging from 1 to 10 centimeters in size, all large enough to be collision hazard and a potential cause for disruption to live missions.
Oh yeah, like what? Here's another.
So how do you
question. How do
you
they
work?
dodge it? How do they
That's
dodge
what,
it?
yeah, like you're gonna launch, they want to go back to the moon. How the fuck are you gonna get all the way through that without hitting anything?
Well, I'm just talking about like Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk when they put them like the rockets up in space. How are they dodging these debris? Or they're just like crossing their fingers, like,
Well,
please.
I don't think. What do you mean when they launch them?
No, I'm saying like when they launch into space, how are they dodging every single satellite
I don't
piece of
know.
garbage? You know what I mean? Like how?
I'm assuming they have to be able to track them, whether or not they can control them or whatever.
Eventually they're not gonna. There's gonna be so much shit up there that they just
Yeah,
can't.
because there's 3,000 dead satellites, which means they have no way to do anything with it.
It's insane.
They say there have
I
been
want to know
no
David
observed.
Weiss's thoughts on this. I'm
See,
just joking.
I did a whole podcast without. We're working on a whole podcast without flat Earth, and you're gonna make me go into it.
I'm just saying. I mean, I want to know what he thinks about all that gravity
I'm
stuff.
not falling into your trap this time.
I know.
The trap. You're setting me
Sorry.
up.
You can bow down to him later.
They're satelloons, bro. They're not really satellites.
You son of a
They're
bitch.
balloons
It's
that
a
we
fake
send
word.
up.
It's a fake
Don't ask
word.
a question if you don't want the answer, you son of a bitch.
All right. Well, I just want to know like what end game, like what's going to happen in like 15, 20 years, the amount of shit that they launch up there. And I have nothing against it. I just want to know how they're going to clean it up.
Well, they say so. There have been no observed collisions between natural satellites of
And
any solar
unnatural?
system, planet, or moon. Collision candidates for the past events are objects making up the rings of Saturn are believed to continually collide and agitate with each other, leading to debris with limited size containing.
We're going to start to have a fucking ring around the earth and it's just be of garbage.
It's basically like the rings of Saturn are basically like dust and shit,
Yeah, yeah.
and made up of
Ice,
gar,
fucking
yeah,
everything
and
like that.
garbage that.
But I read that Saturn's rings are disappearing. We will never, we eventually not see them.
Hmm.
I don't know if you read that, but
Hmm.
true story.
That's-
If you look it up, Saturn rings are disappearing. Saturn.
Saturn's my
The rings
Saturns.
are disappearing, and I imagine we're just gaining a ring. I just want to know how much garbage they can get out there. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Oh god.
Like, how many tons is it?
All right. So what they do is they take a balloon and they send up a fake satellite to make you think that it's in our orbit.
Sure, David Weiss. I'll
They're-
tell you the story. I know
It's
exactly.
still
what
in
you're
our
doing right now.
orbit. It's not past the firmament. It's still in our orbit, and that's how they use like cell phones and stuff. Fine, it's
Not
common sense,
true.
bro.
Not
Common
true.
sense. It's common sense, bro.
Nothing against him. I just have everything against his work. It's the best way to put it.
Oh,
Sorry, but why
man.
would you do that? Nothing
Oh,
against him.
man.
Nothing against him. Cool guy. But other than that, I mean, eventually something's gonna have to hit. Like there's gotta be they
Well,
can't be
maybe
going-
all the space junk out there will create a wall and it'll crash into that and it'll
oh,
slow
I
it down.
imagine. Imagine that.
You know what? I
That-
want to know I want to know all the shit that happens that they don't tell us about. That's what I want to know.
We'll never fucking find out.
I know, and that's stupid. I want to know.
Like my
aliens.
constant like imagine living on the space station. My constant fear would be like, oh dude, something's gonna hit this fucking station. Like
Yeah,
a little
but-
fucking pebble.
right.
They got the entire space
All it's
station.
got to do is put a little tiny hole in it.
That thing, the size of a dime would take out that entire space station.
and it folds like a tin can.
Mhm.
Oh man.
Be crazy, dude. Like that'd be my constant worry up there. Just one hit.
Would you go if you had a chance?
Definitely. I would so go to space. A space station or in a rocket. I wouldn't care. I would definitely take the chance.
I'd have to go to the space station, I think. I just want to know what it's like inside.
I would totally do it. The people that are doing it getting like once in a lifetime experiences that in like
Right.
us in about 200 years are going to be going up there just like a roller coaster.
The problem is that you have to stay there for like 6 months. So if you don't like it,
Shit out
you're
of luck.
committed, pal. You can't just catch an Uber home. Like,
Yeah.
you gotta wait for the
I
next
think that's
ride.
why like Amazon's Blue Origin would be cool to go up only because of you're back down in 5. Oh, you're back
They
down
say-
in 15
They
minutes.
say you don't go all the way up into space, though.
Yeah, but you go pretty fucking far.
Yeah,
You're going like how high do they go up?
but I don't know what the difference is. I mean, what's the difference if they went up another, 2
like
miles or whatever? it is?
10,000 feet or whatever it's gonna
Yeah.
be. Like they're already up there pretty fucking high, like 100,000 feet, right? It's like
I want to say it was like 65,000 feet is when.
So they're only
technical
going up,
space
like,
starts.
15,000 feet above airplanes.
Well, it's funny. I was watching.
no. Airplanes go about 30,000 feet, right?
I was watching a Neil deGrasse Tyson interview, and he was talking
Those are my
about
favorite.
how far you have to go out into space, whether it's a mile up, 2 miles, whatever
To
it is,
be in space.
to be in space. And he was talking about it was like going from Boston to Maine or something like that. Like, and if you're looking on a globe, it's such a small area. Imagine just standing that up. Like
Yeah.
that's all the. And he was talking about like
From like the
Earth,
stratosphere or from like the ground?
from the ground, from
Oh,
the
shit.
ground up.
Not
It's,
far.
right. So if you stand it up, like it's not very far. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because I think 65,000 feet, and most planes travel at 30,000 feet or 37,000 feet, so they're halfway there. So another 30,000 feet, which is not very far. And he talks about like the atmosphere and the air on Earth, like that's all the air that's on Earth is just in that little
that little
little bubble around the Earth or whatever. It's crazy when you put it into perspective like that. to think about, like how little air is actually on the earth.
I know.
And then,
Imagine all the trees we're getting rid of too.
right. And they talk about all this stuff, man. Like he's really interesting to listen to. Some of his stuff's kind of
Neil deGrasse Tyson is my favorite person to listen to on a podcast. That's like my go-to is Star Talk Radio. Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah, it was Star Talk Radio.
Yeah. Oh, dude, you can get lost in some black hole and alien life.
Yeah.
It's him, him and Bill Nye, the science guy.
He talks to this guy. I forget his name, but I think it's his usual co-host or whatever.
It is the black comedian.
Is that what he is? A comedian? Okay, yeah, I didn't know what he was. I knew he wasn't a scientist per se, but
nobody knows his shit because he's been doing it for so long.
They're pretty funny to watch him go back and forth.
He's a comedian, and I know his face, but I don't remember his name.
I've only seen a couple of them, but
it's gonna eat me.
He talks about, he breaks everything down, to where like an idiot like me can understand it.
Well, that's good. That means they really understand it, and they can break things down that low.
Right.
Yes. You know what I mean? Because like the average person doesn't understand it. Like,
right.
I guess we just don't look at it that way or think about it.
Well, they put it in perspective. It's all about perspective. And, you think about it, you go from Boston to Vermont or whatever city that he said or state that he said.
Yeah.
And you realize it's not that far, you know what I mean? And relative to the earth size.
Yeah.
And then to realize that, you take that amount, you stand it up, like that's all the atmosphere. You know what I mean? Like it's just crazy to think about
the distance. Oh, and you're thinking of Chuck Nice. Chuck Nice.
Is that his name?
Yeah. He's the comedian.
Oh, okay.
I believe he's a comedian. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he is.
He seems to kind of know his shit.
Very knowledgeable. When Bill Nye's on, it's really good to listen to as well, especially when you can get them all three on one podcast.
Right.
Fucking insane, dude. But eventually, I think they're gonna have to do something about the satellites.
Well, you can't just keep putting them up there. Like at some point, you got to do something with them.
No, and imagine the lawsuits they're gonna have when they start crashing down. That'd be fucking insane, dude.
Well, that's the thing. Like, what happened when these satellites land on something? It's one thing when they land in the water, you know what I mean? But
yeah,
the odds are
unless
eventually
they can predict when it's going to happen, and they just have like F-16s with some missiles ready. Yep, go shoot it out of the sky, make it smaller. You know what I mean?
Well, they said in theory, and Neil deGrasse Tyson was talking about this. He said in theory they have a system, we have a system that can take out asteroids coming to us.
I could see it.
That we can see coming to us.
Yeah.
I don't know if they've actually deployed
is it a laser?
I don't. He didn't really specify, but he said it in theory. So I guess you could use the same thing. Like if a satellite's dying.
Yeah.
If a satellite goes offline,
mm-hmm.
maybe they have a way to destroy that satellite or at least break it up to where it's not the size of a Buick.
I think they need to they need to figure out something.
Give me a slingshot. I'll figure it out.
Right? Or they just build a rocket that just is so massive that whatever is front, it's like a net in front of it and it's just going to push everything away. It's going to be someone else's problem.
Oh, yeah.
I could see it. But other than that, man, fucking the shit that goes on that we just don't even know, that's like the most incredible force like known ever is happening right now out in the fucking in space.
Yeah.
I mean, one that's flat earther like yourself won't believe that.
There's no space, bro.
Exactly. Exactly.
Bitch. You know what? I'm going in space just to show you that I believe.
I know, right? I imagine David Weiss will be right next to you.
You bastard. You know what? I'm gonna do it one day. I wish I could fly. If I had a superpower, that'd be to fly. I could fly.
Dude, I just want to get my license, like fly a little Cessna and just go up there and watch. Try to find some cool shit. Just try not to crash on the way down.
Just fly. Like, I don't think you're flying to space in a Cessna.
No, I meant just high enough where you can see higher than when you're on the ground. You know what I mean? Be fucking dope.
How you getting to the space station? I'm taking my Cessna.
Now it sounds like you're attacking me.
You can't, but it doesn't matter. You can't get to the firmament anyway.
It's all right, man. It's all right. You believe it's like water out in space? So it's like
See, that's where I draw a
everything's
line.
lost right there. No,
That's
no,
where
and your
I draw a
little
line.
souls in space, and
That's where you lost me.
we have a fine line of people that believe in the Earth and that it's round, and then we have people like you that believes that above our atmosphere is nothing but water. And
you don't know. I hope a shark falls.
I don't know what he
like,
meant.
Gotcha, bitch.
I don't remember what he meant by the souls of like
He said the souls, the stars in the sky are people's souls when they die. Like your soul is part of the sky or something like that. I don't know.
How the fuck can you?
It was very convoluted, but that was where I started to shut down. I'm like, okay, well,
and then you're like, man, he really does make sense.
I knew those weren't stars, gases of balls of gas.
No,
You're stupid.
For people to believe that,
you're so stupid.
See if there's any latest news on UFOs. Man,
they need to just come out and tell me that UFOs exist so I can stop worrying about it. So I can stop wondering.
I'm glad that they probably do exist. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. They exist. And we're about to find that with the James Webb the James Webb telescope, dude.
They're gonna turn that thing. They're gonna turn that thing on, and there's gonna be like an alien dog humping the camera or something.
Did you see that? Like, there was a meme going around. It says they sent it up too quick, and no one peeled the film off the camera.
That's the one I was telling you about.
It was fucking hilarious, man.
It's all blurry, and it says backwards. It says remove before filming or something, and it's all backwards.
That shit made me laugh so hard.
I was trying to tag you in it. For whatever reason, I couldn't tag you in it.
I saw it.
Fucking hilarious.
I started laughing, and I was like, oh man, I knew he would fucking laugh his ass off.
That's what I was telling you about last week when the last episode we were talking about it. Oh god, it'd be so funny. You turn it on and there's a big sticker on it.
The thing that the James Webb is gonna find, dude. Imagine, okay, our latest telescopes technology got a picture of a black hole that was very blurry, but you can see it. Now that thing can see even fucking further, dude. I'm hoping they get the clearest picture from a black hole from that James Webb.
Well, the thing that happened in 2008 that I spoke about earlier, they on the documentary they showed like how they aimed like every major telescope in space, and how they did it, and like all at one time, like they did it automatically. They located exactly where that was.
Imagine having to worry about the snowstorms and shit in some of those areas.
Right.
And it's like they said, it's like broken glass across the whole world, and it's literally capturing everything. And they have to piece it together.
Right.
Dude.
It's all about mathematics and equations is how they figure like all these galaxy shit out and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even so much like really they just look at numbers.
Not even see it. They can read it.
Yeah, like, a lot of the stuff is like not even visual. It's just numbers. Okay, well, there's this much mass, and there's
imagine being happy with there's 67249. Oh, it's a planet. You know what I mean? Instead of like actually seeing it, they're reading it like that.
Right. Yeah.
From data. Like
that's crazy.
And then they have to visualize on what it would be. It's kind of cool how they found out like at the distance of certain planets that they saw shadows in front of the moon.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? They saw a black spot in front of the moon.
Mm-hmm.
And they pretty much, that's how they record distance on certain things and how far they are away.
Well, I was reading that lunar eclipses will no longer be a thing in 500 years because the moon is moving further away from the earth and the sun is getting bigger. So eventually, within 500 years, the moon won't be big enough to.
It'll cast a shadow, but it won't.
You know what I mean? Right. You'll see like the outline of the sun. You know what I mean? Because it'll just be so big.
Yep.
Here's the thing that says, how do spaceships avoid satellites? The larger pieces, satellites, final rocket stages, etc., are tracked, and we know exactly where they are and their orbits. Each flight has a computer generated course and orbit that avoids these chunks of debris. That's interesting.
That's insane to think about that they can
Yes.
do that. But what about the ones that are dead that you don't know where they are?
Well, that's what they're talking about. I don't
Unless
know if they can figure out.
they
I mean,
probably do.
they could probably track it on radar.
Mhm. It's crazy, dude.
Well, they got China has a space station in space.
Yeah, and that's what Elon Musk's satellites almost hit it.
That was the Chinese station had been previously visited, but is now unoccupied.
I thought there were
Uh,
people in it.
No, the ISS has been continuously occupied since November 2002.
And it's not even that it's Elon Musk. It could be any satellite that's gonna fucking hit it. Like anything out
Well,
there can hit
yeah.
it. So it's funny that they'll like pick the most wealthiest person in the world to blame it on.
Right. Not my fault. He did it.
Yep.
That's funny. Are there any dead bodies in space? There's no doubt space is an extremely dangerous place, but only a handful of space travelers have actually died there. Interesting. Following the only deaths to have ever occurred in space, the USSR started a policy requiring all cosmonauts to wear pressurized spacesuits during reentry.
Oh yeah, it says right here in the article, it says China complains space station was forced to dodge Elon Musk's SpaceX satellites. I think they're just trying to play a blame game right now.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what I
probably
mean?
true. Yeah. Well, that's China. That's what they do.
It's insane. He did nothing
wonder-
wrong. He's only been giving people fucking internet that can't get internet. You know what I mean? Fucking nuts, dude.
Living out in the middle of nowhere, have satellite or internet now.
It's cool. Like
He's having some sort of problems. Like, I don't know.
they were
what
in the
to do.
beginning, but now they're not. When you work at Tesla, you can sign up, or I believe you could sign up for the beta of that.
Yeah.
To have the little satellite on your top of your house and see it and have it work.
Does it actually work now? Because I know you could do that. You could do it now.
Yeah, it does work now. People have been posting online that it like the internet speeds are like fucking ridiculously fast.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Like it's gonna take over. It'll definitely take over. And he has a new cell phone coming out.
Yeah, I saw that.
And that thing
I was looking for, speaking of satellite or whatever.
Yeah.
My Airlink for my Quest.
Yeah.
They said you got to have a super strong
computer internet connection
for the Airlink
Dude,
to work.
I have one of the best and mine sucks.
Yeah, that's like I got the best one I can get through my provider.
Same here.
And
dude, the first time I put it on, it chops out before the menu and then it shuts down.
I'm gonna Airlink it tonight and see if
it doesn't work. Trust me.
See if it works.
It might. You never know. But unless they fix it, I think they need to fix that and put they need to drop the internet connection to be the best quality to like mediocre and still have a good time. Just drop the frame rates or drop the resolution. I think they need to do that to let everyone enjoy their fucking Oculus. Like it's so dumb. This is off topic from what we're talking about, but it's so dumb that I have to buy a game twice for the same platform.
Yeah.
Like Onward, I had to buy it twice just so I could play it on the Oculus Quest to enjoy it without wires. Yeah. And because of it, it won't give you your Oculus fucking games. So dumb, dude. Like it's the same thing. I know you don't want to hear this, but it's stupid. It just makes me furious knowing that.
No, you're right.
Like I'm looking at him like you motherfuckers just charging me twice. And it's like they know I'll bite. You're like I'm gonna buy it. But it's
they know you're stupid and gonna do it.
Exactly. Sheeple.
Oh,
well, and the thing that's gonna make me more angry is that in probably about a good year, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, we're allowing all games.
Yes, exactly.
I bought everything doubled.
As you
fuckers, dude.
After you got $1,000 in games,
I think they need to correct that situation because there's so many games on the Oculus that the Oculus Quest could easily run. Obviously, now it's going to be used for multiple things.
Well, that's what
It
they're
can
working
run
on.
those. It can run those games, no problem.
I think they're going to come out with another Quest that's
Definitely are.
better because they're starting to run all these different. Everybody's going
Oh,
like virtual meetings and stuff, and they're
yeah.
saying like that's the future of meetings and stuff. Like
Oh,
we
yeah.
use Zoom, but these people are going to be using Oculus
Yeah, dude, it's gonna happen.
as
People
virtual
don't
meetings.
want to think it's gonna happen. They're like, oh, it's just a video game.
Oh
It's
no, it's
not.
going to happen.
It's
Everything's
gonna
going that
happen.
way.
Yeah. I
Everything's
could
going
definitely
that way.
in 10 years, you're gonna see all those things that people said it was never gonna happen. Like my
and
brother is
things
a
like
firm believer. Like Taylor's a firm believer. None of this will happen. The metaverse, nothing. I'm like, they've already started it.
oh no, it's going to
If
happen.
you're not on board with it, you're not.
The metaverse
already
is
lost.
already metaverse is already
A thing.
going. Like they're already selling
that
land
one
and all
that
kinds of
someone
shit.
bought for $2.9 million.
Yeah,
for
it
some
was like $2.4
virtual
million
real estate.
dollars. They bought like virtual real estate.
It's not.
And I
like,
guess they do it as like NFTs or it's some sort. I don't even understand it 100%. So that's
I
why I
don't
haven't done
either, but
anything with it.
we have to get lost in it. We have to like
Yeah, that's
take a
what
good
has
week
to
and a
happen.
half, 2 weeks, and really just
Yeah.
fucking start reading about it and start like the thing
The
is
more I
that
read
kind of
about it, it's
stuff,
kind of cool. And it's all based on Ethereum crypto,
which is
basically,
crazy.
which is
There's already
which
like
is crazy.
jobs that you can apply for to be like a bodyguard in the metaverse.
Right.
I'm not joking when I say this.
Yeah,
either,
dude, it's crazy, dude.
like you can kick people out. You can like, it's like you get paid in Ethereum,
Yes,
which is kind of dumb because of
they
like
pay.
how is
There's
it gonna like? I want to know how is it
you
gonna
can
work?
charge rent, and it's like
Oh, yeah.
0.0001 cent or whatever a month or
Or it's
whatever it
probably
is.
like $20 of Ethereum or like whatever it is.
Yeah, but like a month is it's very minimal, like a tenths of a cent. You know what I mean? But
Like
you
it's
you
coming whether we
accumulate
like
it.
it or not.
You accumulate it. I mean, the people are gonna be making millions of dollars off this stuff.
Yeah.
It's just how to do it and how to be ahead of everybody else. Because usually by the time I find something's working, everybody's already made the money and
I'm gonna
got
make a
out.
new username, even though I like mine. It's just Skynet or Facebook is Skynet. It's gotta happen. It's gonna control everything, dude. The metaverse is
dude.
going to control everything.
It's gonna take over, and the catalyst for all this, I think, really is COVID. You know what I mean? Now they can look at now they can do it. Now they can look at it and go, look what happened. You know what I mean? Like we have to.
We kept people safe indoors.
What if COVID comes? What if COVID 2.0 comes out again, and whatever variant we're deciding to go with this week.
Like there can only be a limited amount of jobs, I guess, considering like.
Well, I don't know. I guess you can expand it to as big as you want, but
you can't be like, I want to be a car mechanic. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I would love that. I would so do it. But at the same time, like, it doesn't, like, how is it going to work like that? You know what I mean? So you can just fucking transport wherever you want, teleport in VR. So that wouldn't work. So it's like, what kind of jobs are going to have? It can be office jobs. It can be answering phones.
I think it's going to be a lot of real world telephone jobs. Like, you know what I mean? Like, kind of like what Luke does. You know what I mean? Like over
I think you're right.
A lot of
or
stuff.
That kind of anybody
stuff
that will be imported.
Anybody that works from home, that has to do with customer meetings or anything like that. Like, it'll all be done virtually. Now we do it virtually now. We just do it over Zoom or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But once you can get into Quest or whatever VR system that they use at the time.
See, all they want to do is just put in these cryo chambers and put the thing on us, and we're in there for 100 years. You know what I mean?
Well,
stuck in it.
You and I do a Quest meeting. I can show you all my stuff. Like I can have my screen pop up in your Quest.
There's something pretty cool now. While we're on the subject, I saw a thing that you can do on Oculus Quest 2 now. Like we can get into our avatars and we can dress up, like have a lightsaber and all that, but we can do a screenshot and make it a fucking make it a toy, and we can make it bigger and put it in our homes, and it's us doing certain poses. I saw 3 people do it. One guy had like a lightsaber out like this, and another one was like doing a certain
How do these people figure this shit out, man? Like I want to do that.
I think it's just we're not spending enough time in the Quest. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think we just need to get lost in like the experimental shit, because there's like a tab for same here. If I was paid, I would do it. I would so do it. I would dedicate my life to an Oculus if I got paid good enough. Like I'm talking
Yeah, I
like
mean,
upwards of like 100 grand a year, 120 grand a year. I'd be fine.
yeah, you'd have I would do it.
There's people that do. Like I've been watching all these videos of like all these programmers and shit. They're in these games and that's all they do is they are just
Yeah.
not doing nothing but that.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy, dude.
Like
Crazy
I
to
wish I
think
knew
about.
I wish I knew how to code and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
I've been doing
Just the basics of it to
I've been doing just basics of it on for Python and JavaScript. There's a thing. Oh God, here they come.
there we go.
There's a thing called Code Academy that you can do on your phone. I do it on my tablet or on
I
my
think you told me
computer.
about that. Yeah.
It's best on the computer because you're dealing with coding. But it teaches you the basics, but it's teaching you also the languages because they have languages that we just don't get. But I mean, you learn it. It's just numbers, symbols,
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
that. But you understand it going through it, and then the whole time you're learning it and you're doing it and you're writing a program at the same time. You don't even know it. So it's pretty cool. So it's teaching you how to do it.
I just want to be able to turn my computer on and have everything work.
What does this button do?
I mean, I can't turn my fucking computer on without having a major crash and everything else, especially when it comes time to do something important.
Definitely try Code Academy. Code Academy was a very easy program. You can understand it. It's at first it's very confusing, but the more you go through it and the more you're doing it yourself, typing everything in,
Right.
it's, I mean, you can definitely learn a lot. If you spent a half an hour every day at it, you'd be pretty good in a year.
Does it show you? Does it help you understand computer basics, or you just go right to coding?
No, it's coding. Not computer basics. Nothing to do with that.
I
mean, if you want that, I can sign you up for phonics. I'm just joking. That's just a 1997, 1998 learning program. With
bastard.
phonics, you can learn how to speak.
So you can really sign me up for that?
I had it when I was a child.
I'm gonna need you to do
I remember
that.
it was like a whole.
Do they have a computer version? Because
I got the VHS. I got everything to do with it. The cards.
Listen,
I can spell.
I'm not retarded, but watching me use a computer, you'd never be able to tell that.
Well, not necessarily because you're really good on certain computers. You know what I mean? We're computers. You're you're a genius.
Yeah.
So it's just learning it like that. What we should do is both of us, we should definitely take a half an hour at a time every week or even an hour. Because if it's every week, I mean, every night, if you did it for like 20 minutes, just try to learn it. In a year from now, I bet you any money we would do really well. And those people are the ones that are the self-taught that are fucking making 400K a year, 500K a year.
Yeah.
Because they know how to do it.
Yeah.
Like,
no, you're right.
People with almost zero experience, but understand coding that get those jobs start off at like 150 grand a year to 200 grand a year. Basic.
Well, yeah, because I mean, it's a skill, man. Like
if you can do it, like we can do it because like I bet you we could. Like Facebook, they always hire for that shit. Like for especially like the Quest, like doing that kind of stuff would be insane, man. That's like a dream job right there.
Creating like VR games and stuff, that would be
VR
so cool.
games, just creating fucking just programs, I would say. I mean, that'd be fucking worlds. Got to figure it out. We're gonna figure it out.
I'm just trying to figure out how to play Minecraft. All right.
It's all right. It's all right. Gotta start somewhere. Yeah. Other than that,
good. Oh, how do we get off track?
Any conspiracies? We kind of stayed on track. We're just branching off. Conspiracy wise, I haven't heard of any really good ones that since we've talked about them that grabbed my attention as much. You find any crazy one?
They have that the show that I was telling you that's on like the smart TV or whatever.
Yeah.
It's called like daily.
Oh, you're talking about UFOs
daily
classifieds?
No. It's all kinds of
Random.
Just random, not conspiracies, but documentaries.
Mhm.
And they just have like 500 pages of different shows and stuff that are on there. I got this gnat flying around me, and it's really making me crazy.
Eventually, you're just gonna breathe in it. Just start
Oh
checking on the
god.
net on stream. Oh, that would
Mm,
suck.
that'll happen. That'll
But
definitely.
I mean, where it's heading, I think it's a great idea. I mean, I personally think that the metaverse is going to be a fantastic idea, and it's going to be easy for people around our age that are understanding it to make money off of it. As in, we have the chance to get in early. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People that are
Yeah.
like 10 right now, even like younger, they're gonna be like, oh shit, man. Imagine if this is like when we started. Like, you know what I
Yes.
mean?
You know
I
what we
think
need
it's
to do is you know what we need to do a conspiracy theory show on that place
on
at the place at Disneyland. That
the Secret
room,
Society.
yeah, the Secret Society thing at Disneyland.
I wouldn't mind doing one on that.
I looked into that a little bit. I really
Like
want to
I've seen
delve into that.
pictures. Like I don't think anyone's gotten pictures of the inside of like the bar area.
All right.
But I heard they drink children's blood. I'm just joking. just joking. That's horrible. They're actually seeing Walt Disney.
That's how you get
frozen
in.
in a cryo.
Yeah,
Fucking like.
they thought him out and he's back.
Well, the thing is, there's a conspiracy theory. This is pretty cool. Now we're getting into it. That he froze himself for the future.
Yes.
There's like a big following behind that one that Disney himself froze himself, or he was frozen to
Yeah, no,
come
I
back
think he
in
is,
like
his body was
200
actually
years. But
frozen.
also, you have his family members saying that he was cremated.
I never heard that.
I read about it. His family said they have like his cremations were, I think they were like at a certain park, or they were
Hmm.
put somewhere. I forgot where it was. It was somewhere sentimental to the family, I believe. But then you got like a millions of people saying that he was frozen. Like,
We can talk
where
about
did
the
they come up
faked-
with that?
We can talk about the faked moon landing.
Okay, now you're starting to Dave. I don't want to say it.
I'm pretty sure your brother believes that the moon landing was fake too.
I don't believe it was fake. I mean,
I think he
maybe?
does. I think your
Okay.
brother completely believes that.
Okay, it could be. Like, I'm not 100% against that idea. It's just like, I understand the picture of the lunar lander, like the one, I mean, the one on the moon, that like that thing looked like it was made out of fucking cardboard.
Mhm.
Like,
Well, you know what's funny is that when you go to the Air and Space museums and stuff in DC,
which is
I don't
amazing.
Did you go to the one in the National Mall when you went last time?
I did
Or was
not.
that because that was closed when we were there?
Yeah, I didn't
But
go to it. I think it wasn't closed.
There is space stuff in there,
Yeah.
like lunar modules and stuff like that. And you look at them, you're like, what the like they're held together with duct tape and
Like, how do they
like,
do it?
it looks really sketchy. I mean, it really does. Like if that's the real deal, and then they have like spacesuits.
And that was like the top notch technology. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like, no way, dude. Like, I believe it to that point. Like, there's no way they use that shit. Like, I want to believe it. Like, I do. I'm more on the side of believing it than not believing it. But like, how did
Like
they
even
make
when
it back?
even when we saw the space shuttle,
Yeah,
like how not safe did that look like to go into space?
that thing
You know
looked
what
like
I
it was
mean?
made halfway out of styrofoam with little brick cutouts.
So
I'm
outside
sorry.
of DC, you can go to there's another National Air and Space Museum, and it's got the SR-71 Blackbird. It's got
Which is amazing.
which is fucking amazing.
Insane to see
And
in person.
oh, dude, it's nuts.
The
And
size of
then
it.
the shuttle, they have an actual space shuttle.
I love the entrance they gave the space shuttle, dude. It was, I'll never forget that sight, walking right up to it on how they had it. And these
Oh, yeah.
hangars were not small.
Oh no, they're
Like,
monstrous.
They're so insane, these buildings in
Yes.
DC, that it amazes you just the size, like how they got these things in there and how many they got in there packed.
Yes.
So cool to see how big those thrusters were, dude.
Mhm.
In the back of that thing, it's insane.
They're huge, dude.
Like seeing you when we went together, seeing you next to it, I'm like, dude,
Yes.
you look like an ant,
Yeah.
like compared to the
so big.
thruster. Like, oh, dude, I gotta see one of those things take off. Dude, that would
It would be
fucking
cool to
awesome.
go to and see one of the SpaceX shuttles launch.
2 hours, 2.5 hours away.
I always hear about them after they've launched. I never hear when the next one's coming. So I
You can go on their site and probably like on Kennedy Space Center and see when they launch. I wouldn't mind taking a weekend trip and fucking going, even if
that
it's
would be
just for
cool,
like a
dude.
smaller satellite something, just to see
Yeah,
it.
that would be cool
I
to see
always see
go.
them taking off from my house in the mornings. I
Yeah, you
always,
see them
I
in the
always,
air. I
dude,
want to
and
see
it's
one
like
take off.
it's a show, man.
Yeah.
When I lived in Daytona Beach, Florida, I was on the beach, and it's really fucking close to Kennedy Space Center. I watched the entire takeoff happen. It was so fucking cool to see. Clear skies. I mean, yeah, you couldn't get a better show. I mean, you could, but sitting over there, but I wasn't that far on Daytona Beach.
See, that would be cool.
Yeah, you sit on the fucking beach and watch, dude. It's bright and dude, you can hear it. It's fucking awesome. Yeah, we're gonna have to make a trip and go do that. I know Taylor would
Yeah.
probably want to be down to do that. If anyone's
Oh
listening
yeah.
too, what do you guys think about the moon fake landing? Ian believes. Sorry, I said that mid yawn, but people believe that the
I
moon
never
landing was
said that I
fake.
believe that the
It's
moon.
written all over your face. Oh man.
You can't have it, but you can't be a flat earther and believe that the moon landing was real.
That's one in the same sentence, motherfucker.
That's what I'm saying. Like you can't. I'm not a flat earther. Stop it.
Man, that's all you talk about.
Well, because you bring it up and then you get me all riled up, and then
It's all right. I mean,
you mock me because you're a bully. That's what you do.
it's all right. I don't try. I'm sorry. Other than that,
Oh,
I think the
boy.
James Webb Telescope is gonna find life outside of Earth.
I need him to find aliens so we can put it.
What
to bed.
happens? So, what does that mean to you if they found life outside of Earth?
Nothing. Just that there's life out there.
Just life goes on.
Yeah, like I don't know. What do you want me to do? Quit my job and fucking.
That's what the flat earthers expect.
That's what I don't. This is my problem when you
I
talk
know.
about aliens, flat Earth, conspiracy theories, everything else. Like,
I think we need to
let's
start.
let's say it's all true. What the fuck do you want me to do? Like,
We
am
need
I
to
going to quit
start
my
like
job?
a Stark Industries. It's gonna happen.
You know what I mean? Like, what?
Iron Man suits.
How does your life change?
I know.
That was
right?
the one question that I wanted to ask David Weiss that he wouldn't answer. Like, how does
Well,
your
the thing
life
is, he did
change?
say during the interview with us that he says that okay, if you showed me something that was believable, I would completely drop the flat Earth. But the thing is, like, so many things they've brought to him that are believable and right, he's like, I'm not going to believe it. So
Well, right. I
no
mean, you're
matter
gonna.
what you show him from a distance,
Well, he has an answer for everything.
he does. Like, even though it's the souls in the stars and water, in is space, all that shit. But other than that, that shit sounds absolutely crazy.
So they find aliens. Like, what is? I mean, what? Other than
The
I
only
want to go
problem
and
they have is if
other
they
than I
find,
want to go see some. You know what I mean? Like,
what are we gonna do? Make it like a petting zoo? Like,
no, they're gonna make us their petting zoo.
dude, that's gonna happen. Like, I can see it.
I'm making friends, bro. I'm gonna be the best little soldier they got. They ain't putting me in the cage, bro. I'm be like, yeah, yes, Master Zorn. How can I help you?
Yes,
You
exactly.
know what I mean? Fucking, I'm selling everybody out. I don't know what to tell y'all. Y'all are on your own. I'm selling you out.
What to even do if you're in that situation of like, if we find them, are they smart enough to find us back, or is it just like like animals?
Well, it's like Bigfoot. Okay, people that hunt Bigfoot. Let's say you're on a Bigfoot hunt. Okay, and you're walking to the woods and you're 100 miles from anywhere, and you run into an angry Bigfoot. Like, why would you want to do that? Why would you want to do that? Like,
you'd have to do it from a distance, and I think that's why the James
well, I
Webb
don't
Telescope.
I don't think you have a choice if you accidentally run into one. You know what I mean?
No, you're intentionally looking for that guy, or looking for that thing.
What if he's large and horny and you look like a?
You're gonna be the statistic of missing people.
Right? Maybe that's why these people are missing in Alaska.
Yep.
There's just a bunch of horny Bigfoot running around out there. I don't know. I don't want to walk up on something like that. I do want to go Bigfoot hunting though, but I want to see him from a distance.
I am so down to take.
I don't want to accidentally.
I will take a weekend to Alaska. We got to do it. The flights are super cheap.
Oh, I
You
know.
can get out there
So
and
cheap.
stay probably for $300 to
do
$500 for like 2 nights. You know what I mean? Because no one wants to go there.
Right. It's cold.
And imagine how dark it is out there.
You don't even have to go to Alaska. Like you can go to
Canada.
Just the Pacific Northwest. You know what I mean? Like Oregon, fucking
Oregon would be sweet.
Washington.
So if we're gonna make a trip, I would like to make it out to Skinwalker Ranch because it's so close.
I want to be able to get on Skinwalker Ranch.
Yeah. Would we be allowed on there?
No, I don't. You'd have to. They only allow
you'd have to get permission.
You'd have to get special permission. I don't even know where to begin. But how fucking cool would that be, man?
How intense would the feeling be?
Just to stay out there for like the weekend. I wonder if they even let you. Like, you know,
imagine not just
camp
staying out there, camping out and tenting out, dude. The shit you would probably hear. Like if I was out there, I would so have to go to the Indian reserves, like reservation, sorry, and speak to the people that like are there and have had ancestors there.
Like I don't even
I'd want to hear these stories myself instead of seeing them on TV. This is something that we can just like. I would love to go there in person and ask the same.
That's one of like I want to go. That's why when I was in California, I wanted to go out to the domes because it's super dark out there at night.
I would have done it. I would have done it.
It's super dark out there at night, and I just want to go watch the skies. You don't realize, and I was thinking about this the other day. You don't realize that how much you're out at night and you're driving around and doing about your daily life. How much you don't really look at the sky. You know what I mean? Like unless you see like a cool moon or whatever, or you see a plane or something like that catches your attention. Think about how much you don't just walk around and look up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, for me, I look up a lot. So I do. I'm one of those that I will go outside and I'll just stare up. I'll literally stare at the fucking stars.
Well, I will too, but it's like just when you're walking to your car from Walmart, like you're not looking up and fucking walking to your car, for the most part.
Oh yes, I am.
You might be because you're special, but
I love fucking everything to do with this space, man. It's so fucking cool to think about everything above us.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
But I don't do it as much as like every time I go out.
Think about the firmament and the water up there. And
he believes that this is a flat Earth.
Oh man. If you just listen to this podcast, just go on YouTube just to see a look at his face just now. That's all you got to.
Wait, what'd you say?
Just go on YouTube just to see the look on your face right now. That was good.
I hate everything about the flat Earth. That like they've done it in a way just like, yeah, we're gonna do this and we're gonna always contradict everything you say.
Oh God, that's so good.
Like Neil deGrasse Tyson, I believe, won't even have an interview with him because of with a flat Earth. I'm not going to name anyone, but we already know who I'm talking about. Will not have an interview with him just because of like.
We talked about that because he can't challenge him. He can't disprove anything.
He will, and he'll always come up with a bullshit reason. Like
yeah.
And the thing is, that's like two good arguments at one. I'm not saying like the flat Earth people. I'm not saying that they're weak in their comebacks because they there's some very valid things that you're like, holy shit, that makes me think a little differently. You know what I mean? Like it does make you think outside of the box that way. But that's just like, to me, that's an unrealistic way.
Yeah.
So, to an extent, there's some things that they said that like, okay, that actually makes sense. Like, but at the same time,
you're coming around. I'm going to get you coming around.
You go with the science, man. You go with the science of it. The people that have been doing this. This is a guy that just had a hobby that just wanted to prove people wrong. These are fucking professionals at their job that know everything to do with fucking space as much as they possibly can.
You know what I want to do?
Someone that has no degree that says, I know more than you. You know what I mean?
I want to do a podcast on the reptilian people.
That would be so much fun.
I feel like that needs to happen.
That's the next one.
And secret societies, we really got. There's so many cool secret societies.
I would love to do one on the Freemasons, dude. I would love
the Freemasons. And what do they call that one? It's in Washington, I think. And not the Bilderbergs. Damn,
I'm trying to think before you. I'm trying to think.
We've hit on it before. damn, it's a group. There's only like they meet like once a year, and I think it's up in Washington State or
It's no,
something.
it's in California. They made out in the middle
It's
of
in
a fucking
California. Yeah,
forest,
yeah, yeah.
and no one's allowed. The only people that are allowed to have like they're like presidents and like billionaires, dude.
yes, they're all like leaders of the world, and they get together and
It's
they
like a
basically
one world government is what they're trying.
it's
Or it's
basically yeah, but supposedly they don't talk about work at all. Like it's all just you know hang out, good time,
imagine being
whatever.
a part of that crowd.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And like, what kind of rituals do they do?
Sacrifice poor people.
You never know, dude. Someone tried sneaking in a camera there, I believe.
The guy jumped the fence, and
It's
you
in
know
the middle
the
of fucking in the redwoods, pretty much.
they do a Brad Metzer had a conspiracy theory show a while ago,
Yeah.
and it's I think you can still find it on like Amazon or something. And he does like the White House. There's like some cool conspiracies about the four corners of the White House.
Oh, that's pretty
Like
cool.
the bricks that they're built with contain like secret information and stuff like that.
See, that shit
he-
wouldn't surprise me. You know what I mean? I
He
would love
does-
to
he-
know, and I would love to
he-
learn about it.
He did one on BD Cooper.
Like this
Um,
shit makes me want to watch. Like 2 nights ago, I watched National Treasure, and
Yes.
I think tonight I'm gonna watch the second one, Book of Secrets.
I love National Treasure. It's one of my
Fucking
favorite
love.
movies.
Who doesn't want to get into conspiracies when you watch those movies? You know
That's-
what I mean?
That movie is so good. I love those movies.
One of the best for like fucking puzzles and like
DB Cooper's a real cool story. I don't know much you know about it, but
DB
it's
Cooper. Sounds very familiar.
that's the guy that one of the only guys that ever got away with a plane heist or a plane.
But they never found him.
They never found him.
He jumped out of a plane.
He jumped out of a plane like 35,000 feet.
He would have made it.
And like they don't do that. Like they said, you got to have basically military training,
Equipment and like
and equipment and stuff
probably
like that.
oxygen.
But you got to remember, it was in like I think it was in the 60s or 70s.
So how fast was that plane actually going?
It's got to be going 500 miles an hour. I mean,
The only thing
at least.
the only thing I would see if it didn't have a back end where he could jump out of, if he jumped from the side, he'd hit.
Right.
He'd be sucked to that.
But I think the story goes that he went down into like the baggage hold or something
That's the only way to
and-
do it.
and jumped that way or something.
Well,
I don't know. I gotta revisit it, but it's such a cool story, man. I've seen so many
Didn't he have
documentaries
like
on it.
a couple $100,000 with him too, or $1 million?
It was like $200,000 in 1960s money.
This is like he was
So,
robbing banks, right? Or
no,
what was he doing? Oh, that'd be a fun one to get into, man.
no. What he did was he hijacked a plane.
Yeah.
They brought money on board, and somehow he ended up getting the plane to take off again. And then
Okay.
once that plane took off again, he bailed. Like it's
People
a crazy, crazy
people
story.
saying
But
he's
it's
like in Costa Rica or he's in like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? He's like somewhere like,
there's been like 5 or 6 people that say that they're them, that they're him. And yeah. I mean, the whole story is insane, but
I'm gonna watch a
It's-
documentary on that tonight before.
there's a
National
couple of
Treasure.
there's a couple of them. There's some good ones. DB
Imagine-
Cooper, that's a good one to
Imagine
do.
being those people. Like the shit that goes through their head and what they're doing. It's fucking and never to be caught. No one knows where he's at.
Right. And like he bought there was a they believe that he worked for the airlines, that he was a stewardess or
Okay.
whatever they call.
Maybe why he
And
had access to and knew everything
that's
about.
that's why he had like knew about the plane and stuff like that. He was able to do some of the stuff that he did.
Mhm.
And then one stewardess that they thought that he might be, or flight attendant or whatever they want to call him.
What was the
had bu-
reason behind of him being infamous? You know what I mean?
Well, because he got away.
But that not the first time. What was the reason beforehand? You know what I mean? The
do you mean?
backstory to him.
There was
There
no
was more-
infamy.
There was
That's-
more of the story of what he did before leading up to that, though, right?
Mm,
I think there is.
I mean, about his life. Yeah, they talk about his life and stuff, but they don't know who it is. So there is no, real known, backstory because they don't really know who he is. They thought he was a
how
flight
did you get the name
attendant
DB Cooper then?
because that's what the guy said his name was.
Oh,
It was an
okay, okay.
alias. He said his name was DB Cooper on a flight ticket or whatever, on the ticket.
So crazy. How long ago did that
Right.
happen? That would happen in the 70s or 80s?
I think it was the 60s or 70s.
Was it? Okay. 70s probably.
I think it was the 70s. And he got away with like $200,000, which is like 1.5 million, I think now. and something like that. But one of the flight attendants that quit like the next day or never showed back up for work
Yeah.
had ended up buying like a piece of land or something with cash.
Yep. Yep.
He had cash stuck in the wall or something. Like nobody knows if it's true, I don't think. As far as like how much money he had like stuck in the wall, but there's eyewitnesses that say like friends of his said that, he had a bunch of cash and stuff like that.
So that's crazy to think about.
But it's a crazy, crazy story.
I would love to go into that one.
That we gotta look into and go into it.
I think we're definitely gonna have to do that.
That's always fascinated me. That and like there's certain conspiracy theories that I've heard about my whole life.
We kind of talked about that in one of our conspiracy theories.
A little bit.
You actually brought you brought it up, and I remember you were talking about it and had a lot
of DB.
But there's a documentary on this.
There's a couple of them. There's a couple documentaries. This is a big thing, man. A lot of people have talked about it.
Dude.
But if you look at Brad Metzer and look at his like history of shows that he did, there's some really cool ones, man, that he did. He did one on the what's the thing in South Dakota? Mount Rushmore.
Mount Rushmore, yeah.
The big thing on Mount Rushmore.
If you go into if you actually go on to Google Maps and you go over some Mount Rushmore, there is the door behind it.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that's where they
don't. Yeah, they don't know. There's like a big secret about like what's in there. Like they a bunch of big conspiracy theories about what's.
It'd be so cool to go in there.
Stuff like that.
I've been there, and it's crazy on how far you are away from the monument to actually see them. You need binoculars to really get a good view. From where you are, from the view to see the president's heads. But I was there also when they were doing White Horse. I forgot the Indian's name. I don't know why I'm thinking Murdoch, but that's when they were building that new statue of the Indian on the horse.
Yeah.
Fucking cool, dude. I went into like the little town that they had, and you got to go into these rooms and watch these documentaries on how they were doing it, like fucking years ago.
That's
and
cool.
They would use TNT to blow up the mountain in a certain way to fucking chisel it out. So cool on how it was done.
When we went to the Hoover Dam, they had a movie, like a 10 or 15 minute movie before you can go through the
actual
tour, the tour or whatever. Yeah. Yep. And it was all about, how they made it and how much dirt they moved. Dude, it's such a crazy thing to think about. Like,
oh yeah, dude.
How back then they came up with like worked out that math. You know what I mean? Like just figured that whole thing out.
And like looking from a mile away, and then like, okay, top right.
Guys worked 7 days a week, like 2 years straight, every single day. They made like $5 a day or $4 a day or whatever it was.
Fucking insane.
Like next to nothing. And they didn't have anything out there at the time. There's not much out there now, but they really didn't have anything out there then.
Yeah.
So they just lived out in nowhere.
Dude, it's middle of nowhere there. Like years. I remember going through the Badlands, it's called.
Yeah.
Of fucking the Dakotas, dude. It is okay. I imagine like how you told me it's like the desert in like Nevada. Yes. It is nothing out there.
Yeah.
Except like grass. There's nothing. You're driving and there's nothing there. It'd be so cool to go through Sturgis, like on a fucking motorcycle.
Yep.
That's like a goal of mine to do that.
We talked about doing it. We were going to fly into Vegas and go from Vegas up there, right? Rent bikes in Vegas.
That wouldn't be bad. That's probably what?
Not even
that's not even 1,000 miles, right?
It's like an 11-mile trip, 11-hour trip.
Okay. Oh, so it's probably right around 1,000.
Yeah. So you could do it, in a day or whatever, fucking right up there.
Mm-hmm.
But how cool would that be, man?
Got to make the trip.
Till the bike breaks down, you're in the middle of nowhere.
Exactly. Oh, that would suck.
That would suck.
That's when my man versus wild skills would come in. I want to get myself a rabbit. I've watched enough episodes. I know what I'm doing.
They find you dead the next morning with a fucking. You've hung yourself with the snare.
How did he shoot himself?
He didn't even have a gun. How did he snare himself and hang himself?
Dude, you ever watch those shows like 100 Days?
Oh my god, man!
Such good shows, man. On fucking Discovery Plus or Netflix has one.
There's
like 100 Days in Alaska, dude. These people, you got to watch it.
there's one with a bunch of there's like 4 special forces guys, and they drop them out in the middle of nowhere, and they have 100 hours to find wherever, and they can pull up to your work, grab you, and whatever you have on you is all you get, and they throw you
Okay.
out. So they put you in a helicopter or
Are they
airplane or
trained
whatever.
like Navy SEAls or whatnot?
Well, yeah, they're all SEALs and ex Green
Okay,
Berets
yeah.
or whatever.
So they
they're
got-
all
They're good. Like,
yeah, they're not a bunch of retards. They're trained for this, but you don't know where you're going, and whatever you have in your pocket. So they always carry shit in their pocket. You know what
like
I mean?
like a
extra stuff.
knife with flaw.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know, what I
But
mean?
then they search you before they throw you out of the helicopter. So you got to find a way to try to hide what you want to take.
What's the show called?
So, man,
Is it on Netflix?
it's called Dude, You're Screwed.
Okay.
It's called Dude, You're Screwed.
What was it on? Do you know?
I think it was on Amazon. I think it was Amazon. If you just
I'm
put in
gonna-
a
Okay, I'm gonna have to have you watch one. This one is, I think it's called like 100 Days Alone, or it's called Alone. There are 100 days in Alaska.
I've seen those. That's fucking crazy.
100 days? That's a
That's a
long
lot.
fucking time. And
That's a long time.
whoever makes it gets $1 million.
I don't think I would do it for $1 million.
One guy made it.
I don't think I would do it for $1 million. Because
I
what
would-
if you make it to like day 90 and you know what I mean?
I would so do it in a heartbeat. Even if I made it 10 days, you know what I mean? The experience of it alone, but
It would
you
be cool
really
to
get
do.
your
I've
skills
often thought about doing that, like just going out in the wild and
and seeing what you can do.
just make a weekend of it or whatever.
Like, would I be
basically.
dead in a week, or would I be like Apex
right.
Predator? They'll fuck with me. You
Right.
know what I mean? I would want to know if I'm one of the
I want to
other.
know if I can make shelter and make fire and all that stuff.
I know,
And I
if
think I can because I've seen, I think I could probably do it, but
I would
don't
definitely
know. 'cause-
say I could, only because we've done so much camping and outdoorsy growing up that we have those set of skills to do.
But
it.
I mean, you have like in this particular show, Dude, You're Screwed. You have nothing.
Yeah.
It's not like you got a match. I mean,
That's how
you're
that's
you're
how it
rubbing
is.
sticks together. Like, you know what I mean? Like
That's
you
how
want
it was
fire.
in the show. Pretty much.
Yeah, you want fire. You're rubbing sticks together. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like that's
Oh, yeah.
Or you can figure out some other crazy way to make fire. But that's and everybody gives you one thing, whatever they want you to have, and it can be something useful or it can be like a blow up doll. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, it could be anything.
they
You just
they
get
all-
that one. The only thing I would pick, the only thing I would pick is probably a fire starter. Just
Yeah, but
because of the annoyance of trying to get it started.
Yeah, but they don't give you that shit. Like you gotta do that shit yourself.
But if you hit it,
Well, you gotta
gotta
hide it. We're
keep
gonna shove it up your ass and
I would just put it under the sole of my shoe.
yeah, maybe.
Make a spot for it.
Yeah. But it's the show's really good. And
How did
it's-
you sneak a Henry survival fucking
one of them
gun?
they dropped the guy into a raft in the middle of the ocean
really?
with just a raft, like a survivor raft, like in
Yeah.
a plane crash or whatever.
Yep.
And that's it. Like that's all. And it took him like and they give him, I think it's 100 hours to find safety or whatever.
Jeez.
And he found like an island, and then he went from one island to another island.
It's called
then a
Dude,
ship.
You're Screwed.
It's called Dude, You're Screwed.
I'm gonna
It's
watch that.
such a good show, man.
Well, first I'm gonna watch fucking something on DB Cooper. And then
DB Cooper is cool, man. You'll love that story.
I have off tomorrow before I have to go to class up in Tampa, but I'm gonna take some time tonight and watch it. I'm going to. But say we wrap it up here. It's almost been 2 hours. Well, we started at what, 5? So
Man, quite that long.
not bad. But we can wrap it up here, and I think our next podcast should be DB Cooper. And you brought up something else that you wanted to bring. Talk about. I'm trying to remember what it was. Moon landing was it?
Oh, the fake moon landing.
Maybe that's what it was. We can dive into that and DB Cooper, but I really want to read into DB Cooper to see what
DB Cooper would be cool.
this is the weird facts. We also need to do one on the Remington family, was it?
That's the dude.
I think
That
that should be
story?
our. I think that should be our next one.
We could probably do both.
Well, actually, both. Yeah, it'd be
you, could,
perfect.
you probably couldn't do a whole hour.
But we can do with like mystery with facts on
Yeah.
how the fucking person
Yeah.
was. So I think that'd be that'd be
That-
a lot of fucking fun.
that Winchester house. That story is.
Oh, Winchester. Sorry, I said Remington. Winchester.
Oh yeah, Winchester. That's a crazy story.
They made a show on it that I watched. It was pretty fucking cool.
There's a movie
Maybe it was the movie I watched.
that was like based on real events. I don't know.
That's the one that you told me to watch, and I watched it.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it was kind of. I don't think it was really like.
It's
based on
more or
real
less. It was a lot of scares, but
Yeah,
other than that, I say
they
we're
didn't
gonna-
really. They didn't tell you a whole lot of the story behind it, but
yeah.
yeah,
No.
DB Cooper in a Winchester house. That'd be cool, dude.
I actually want to do some reading on that. I'm gonna definitely. I'm gonna read about that. I want to do that. We can also go into stories of what is it, the 35th parallel, or what was it called?
There's a bunch of stories. The 37th parallel.
37th parallel. I have the book and I've read a lot of it.
There's a
But
bunch of.
there's so
a
many
bunch of weird
chapters
stuff.
that I haven't read that we can talk about.
Yeah, there's a
um,
bunch of stuff.
So I think we're gonna
It's amazing how many things are on the 37th parallel.
There's so many, and we only covered like 4 chapters, I
Yeah.
think.
I mean, there's so much that, and it's all like the supernatural highway, dude. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Oh yeah, and everything you'd want to be talking about in a conspiracy life, that's it.
Yes, yes.
So got a lot to talk about, but
I got to kill this fucking gnat, bro.
he
I'm
will
hav-
kill it eventually.
I'm having a lot of issues with this gnat. It's my nemesis right now.
I hear you. I haven't been seeing it flying around your head. It's all right.
First of all, I hate bugs in my house, but this
I just
that
see like a
little-
palmetto bug crawling the
this
vent
little
behind you. Disgusting.
there's just giant palmetto bugs crawling behind me on my wall, going
Yep.
up the wall and shit. I ain't got no bugs in my
It's crazy
house.
how white your background is right now. It looks like you're in the Matrix.
It's the camera. Like
no. It looks good. It looks good. It looks cool. Like it looks like pure white. I don't see any wall.
Because I'm telling you, it's all about like
It's pretty
when
cool.
it tries
though.
to focus on me.
Yeah,
I don't know. I need a better.
it's
I
pretty
need
cool.
a light.
No, I actually like it. It looks fucking dope. I like that.
need-
But
I need-
other than that, people, we're gonna wrap it up here. And next time we talk to you, we're gonna talk about DB Cooper. And who's the what's that company? The not Remington,
Winchester.
Winchester. I don't know why I couldn't remember that. I think the Winchester House.
I mean, it was 3017. 37.
You son of
It
a
was
bitch.
30
You already messed it
It
up.
was. You're right. Never mind.
But other than that, you guys
I blew
it. You did. You did. We will talk to you guys later. And if you guys have any questions or comments or want us to talk about anything in our podcast, please leave a comment on Apple Podcasts. Any kind of paranormal, anything related to that or conspiracy, let us know and we'll look into it and talk about it. Other than that, you guys have a great night, and we will, I think, post another one Wednesday. We should be doing one Wednesday. I'm going out of town, but I should be bringing all my gear with me to do another podcast.
Sweet.
We'll see how that works out.
Right.
All right. You guys have a great one.
Later.
Later.